I was with my girlfriend Allison for 3 years, and during that time, things seemed pretty solid. Sure, we had our disagreements like any couple, but nothing prepared me for the bombshell she dropped on me one night. She cheated. I was blindsided. She smiled, no remorse, and even went so far as to say she needed a real man. The coldness in her voice left me stunned, but I tried to stay calm, collected. I just grabbed my keys, smiled, and left. The phone didn't stop buzzing that night. 32 missed calls. But deep down, I had felt the cracks in our relationship for months. The signs were there, scattered like breadcrumbs through our relationship. Small things that seemed harmless at first, but in retrospect, were glaring red flags. It all started with small, subtle shifts. Allison started working late more often. At first, I thought it was just part of a busy season. Then, new perfume I didn't recognize appeared on her dresser. New clothes I'd never seen before were hanging in our closet. Her phone became an object of sacred importance. She was always close by, protective of it, never letting it out of her sight. I'm not the jealous type, I never was, but something felt off. She started pulling away when I hugged her from behind, while she was texting, stepping out for work calls that seemed to take up more of her time. I never snooped through her phone, but one night, it felt like the universe was yelling at me. While I was folding laundry, her phone lit up on the coffee table. A message preview from someone named Jay popped up. Miss you already. Last night was... That was all I needed to see. My stomach dropped. When she got home, I confronted her, calmly. She was in the kitchen, casually making herself a smoothie as if everything was normal. I asked her point blank, "Who's Jay?" She froze. Her posture shifted instantly. But instead of the guilty reaction I expected, she smirked, took a sip from her glass, and dropped the bomb. "Michael, Jay's my boss. Yes, I've been sleeping with him for the past 2 months." She said it so casually, like it was nothing. No guilt, no shame, just pride. "I needed a real man," she added, smirking. "Someone who knows what he wants and goes for it. Not someone who spends his weekends playing video games with Jacob and watching stupid movies." I stood there, speechless, trying to process her words. After 3 years, this was how she really saw me. Through her cold admission, something else rose within me. Not anger, but clarity. The fog I had been living in finally cleared. I asked her, "Does Chloe know?" Chloe was our mutual friend who had introduced us. "Oh, she's known for weeks," Allison said, laughing. "Most of our friends know. They understand. Jay can actually provide a future, not just dreams and excuses." That hit harder than the confession itself. The people we'd shared birthdays, holidays, and countless dinners with, they'd all been watching, maybe even laughing behind my back. I opened my phone and went straight to my group chat with Jacob and Chloe. "Is this true? You all knew?" Jacob's response came quickly. "Bro, you're great, but Allison deserves someone more established. Don't take it personally." Chloe chimed in. "We didn't want to hurt you, but maybe this is the wake-up call you need." Looked up from my phone to find Allison watching me, that same smirk still on her face. She was waiting for me to explode to create a scene. But instead, I smiled. A genuine smile that caught her off guard. Without saying another word, I walked to the bedroom, grabbed my go bag, always packed for weekends, my laptop, and my keys. When aimed. I walked through the kitchen again. Allison asked, "Where are you going?" "Out," I replied, "and keep the apartment. I'm sure Jay can help with the rent." She started to say something, but I didn't wait to hear it. I closed the door behind me. My phone started buzzing, probably from our so-called friends, trying to explain themselves, but I turned it off. As I drove away, I felt something I wasn't expecting. Relief. Losing everything showed me exactly what I never had in the first place. I didn't know where I was going, but for the first time in months, I felt like I was heading in the right direction. Update 1. Thank you so much for all the support on my previous post. I never expected this to blow up like it did. A lot has happened in the last week, and honestly, I'm still processing everything. I've been staying at this small motel on the outskirts of town. It's not glamorous, but it's clean, and the owner, Pete, seems like a decent guy. He even knocked $20 off the weekly rate when he heard my story. I finally turned my phone back on after 2 days of silence. 32 missed calls. 47 text messages. Most from Allison, some from Jacob and Chloe, and a few from numbers I didn't recognize. But what really caught my attention were the notifications from social media. Allison had been busy. Really busy. Her Instagram story painted a picture I recognized. Apparently, I was a controlling, jealous boyfriend who monitored her every move. She claimed I emotionally manipulated her for years, isolated her from friends, and threw a violent tantrum when she finally stood up for herself. Each post had hundreds of sympathetic comments, including ones from people I thought were my friends. The crown jewel? A tearful video where she claimed I financially abused her by making her split our bills 50-50 while I hoarded my money. Funny, considering she earned more than me and insisted on the arrangement herself. Then came a text from Gemma, a coworker I've known for years. "Hey, you might want to check your email. Something's going around the office about you." Sure. Enough. There was a company-wide email about creating a safe workplace environment, with a thinly veiled reference to recent concerning behaviors from certain employees. No names mentioned, but the timing wasn't subtle. Update 2, sorry for the delayed update. The past 2 weeks have been wild. That coffee meeting with Mrs. J, game changer. Turns out she had been gathering evidence for months, not just about Allison and her husband, but about a whole pattern of behavior at the company. Juliana, remember her? She mentioned the guy who left town. He wasn't the first. Mrs. J had documented at least 3 similar situations over the past 5 years. Young employees getting involved with her husband, then helping to push out anyone who might expose them. Mrs. J wasn't done. She had texts, emails, expense reports, even security footage. But she wanted one final piece: public exposure. That's when the annual company party came in. I wasn't planning to attend, but Mrs. J had other ideas. Sometimes the best revenge is just letting people show their true colors. The party was at a fancy hotel downtown. I arrived late, dressed better than I ever had for these things. The looks when I walked in? Priceless. Allison nearly dropped her. Drink. Jay's face went from red to white so fast I thought he might pass out. But here's the beautiful part. I didn't have to do anything. Chloe approached first, clearly tipsy. "You've got some nerve showing up here," she slurred loud enough for nearby groups to hear. "After everything you put Allison through?" I smiled. "Everything I put her through? That's interesting. Tell me more." Final update, this is it, the final chapter of this saga. It's been a hell of a ride. After the company party, things hit harder than anyone expected. Within 48 hours, both Jay and Allison were asked to resign. But that was just the beginning. Mrs. J had handed over all her evidence to the board of directors. Within days, the company's legal team moved fast. Jay and Allison are now facing civil lawsuits for financial misconduct and workplace harassment. The best revenge? It's not plotting or scheming. It's living well and letting people destroy themselves. And honestly, watching it all burn has been pretty satisfying.